The Rockets left Houston with a load of confidence and a 2-game lead, only to return with the series even. Hakeem and Clyde have been there. Now, Drexler goes right around. Big one! Big players play big time in big games. Jazz and Rockets. The rivalry continues. Next. Live from Toyota Center in downtown Houston, FSN Houston presents the NBA playoffs. And tonight it's Game 5. The Rockets going against the Utah Jazz. Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Worrell along with Matt Bullard. Good to have you here with us for Game 5. A big game for the Houston Rockets. They must keep the home court edge.
Yeah, that's why you play hard in an 82-game season to get that home court advantage in the playoffs.
Jeff Van Gundy says the superstars must play like it. Yao must play like Yao, and T-Mac like T-Mac, the superstar.
Yeah, we'll take a look at their playoff numbers versus the season numbers. Very similar top to bottom, but the field goal percentage much lower for those two guys. Got to shoot the ball much more effectively in this game.
Time for the Toyota keys to the game.
Well, start strong. That'll give yourself some confidence, and that'll show Utah what you're made of. And you got to stop penetration. Darren Williams has been just penetrating the Rockets defense all series long. And pull together. Everyone on the team and everyone in the building, pull together and play like a team.
Rockets want to step it up for Game 5. We'll be back with the tip-off in just a moment on FSN Houston. Welcome back to downtown Houston, where we're having terrible thunderstorms right now and people still trying to get into the arena as we get started for Game 5 here tonight. Southwest Airlines starting lineups. For the Utah Jazz, Andre Kirilenko, Carlos Boozer, Mehmet Okur, Derek Fisher, and young second-year point guard Darren Williams. For the Houston Rockets, Shane Battier, Chuck Hayes, Yao Ming, Tracy McGrady, and Rafer Alston. So let's go courtside and Patty Smith.
All right, thank you, Bill. Tracy McGrady has said that this playoff series is on him. And while no one wants to get out of round one more than T-Mac, it is a team game. And in tonight's Geico quote, Coach Jeff Van Gundy tells us just what he'd like to see from his superstar tonight.
He's got to attack, but it's not just wild, reckless attacks on the basket. He's got to attack, and if they put 5 guys in the lane, he's going to have to make plays. And when his assists are high, it's good for us because it means the other guys are making.
And other guys scoring is exactly what Jeff wants to see tonight. He said he felt that this team was lacking a little confidence in their shot, but he also said, Bill, that the best way to get that confidence back is to start to get those shots to fall.
All right, Patty, thank you so much. The Rockets have one problem tonight that they didn't count on. They thought the crowd would be here fired up and ready to go. This building is a long way from being full tonight. There's a combination of thunderstorms outside, and there's a hostage situation just several blocks from Toyota Center where the police are involved. They have some streets marked off, so that's bad news for the Rockets. This crowd is very subdued, and that kind of plays into the hands of the Utah Jazz at the moment.
Well, I tell you what, it will be great if the crowd were here. They will be here. Houston always supports their franchises. Whether they're here in the first, middle of the first, as long as they get here. More importantly, the Rockets, the guys on the floor, are going to be the ones to determine what happens in this game tonight.
Problem is I'm able to hear you. I didn't think I'd be able to hear you. Well, winning percentage for the series for Game 5 winner, 84%. This is big. The Rockets can force a Game 7, of course, with a victory tonight, and that's what they're looking for. Yao Ming won the tip. Rafer Alston starts it going. Over to Shane Battier. Down to Yao Ming with a fall away. Too hard. And Kirilenko with a rebound.
The key words there, Bill, fall away. Got to take the ball to the basket.
That was a new wrinkle, though.
Okur for a layup inside. How did he get so open?
He pinned Battier underneath the basket in the cross play. Both coaches are great at making adjustments. And that was an adjustment that the Jazz made that worked out.
Fisher slapped at the basketball. Tracy gets it back. 10 on the shot clock. McGrady down the baseline. Sets up Rafer. And he misses on a three, and Boozer with the rebound. Boozer turns inside on Yao Ming. Back to Derek Fisher. And he back. Nice wraparound pass to Boozer, who misses the jumper. Boozer came into this game leading the Jazz in scoring in the playoffs, averaging 22 points a game. Yao Ming, double team. Williams comes over to help Boozer. Now he goes away. That leaves Battier wide open. And he missed.
See, those are the shots that the Rockets players have got to make, because Yao Ming is going to get double and triple. Same with McGrady. They're wide open. Battier, Rafer Austin. They got to knock those down.
Fisher on the drive. Past McGrady. Great start for the Utah Jazz.
Well, they've gone to the basket every single time, and the Rockets' one-on-one defenders haven't been able to stay in front of them.
Rockets have not led very much in this series. McGrady from the outside hits a long two. That's a good sign. Of course, he started well in Game 3 in Salt Lake and then did not have much of a second half. But the real key quarter has been the third for both of these teams. Whenever the team has won, they've had the big third quarter. And Williams taking it inside, blocked by Battier.
And there's some good help defense by the Rockets. It's very difficult to stop an NBA player one-on-one.
T-Mac to the rack. He missed. And it's back to Rafer. Rafer right back to T-Mac again. He just swings inside, picks up a double team. Jack Neese made a call. And a 3-second violation on Yao Ming. The officials for tonight's game, Steve Javie, Jack Neese, and Courtney Kirkland. Javie, Neese, and Kirkland, the officials for tonight's contest. Aaron Williams has been penetrating this entire series. There's a steal up ahead. And Rafer had to catch up to it. And now he calls for his teammates to come back down and set it up. McGrady. Look at Darren Williams on him. McGrady gets around him and lost the basketball.
Hey, on that drive, as T-Mac was taking it in, he actually elbowed Darren Williams in the face accidentally. Take a look at the right elbow, right there. Darren Williams got hit in the nose and gave up on the play.
Boozer, little easy jumper inside the paint.
You can't let him operate inside your paint that easily. You got to give a little bit more resistance. Push him outside of the paint for his post-ups.
Battier outside looking for Yao. Now drives it inside himself. Boozer knocks it away. And the turnover Houston. The Rockets have been turning it over much too much here in the playoffs, much more than they did in the regular season. Boozer with a left-handed shot, and it will not go down. The Rockets in this playoff series are averaging 15 turnovers a game. And a whistle. And a foul is called on Mehmet Okur.
I will tell you guys, this is Game 5. This could be the determining game of the series. You got this game at home. The Rockets should exert all of their energy and efforts. If you can't get motivated for Game 5, Bullet, you shouldn't be in the building.
You don't need fans to get motivated for a Game 5. You can play with nobody in the stands, and you should be ready to go.
McGrady misses on the jumper, and Mehmet Okur with a rebound. Aaron Williams will back it back outside again. Fisher hit.
But I'm sure you feel this way too, though. In a big game like this, with so much pressure and you feel that everything is frantic, the guys who play the best are the guys who calm themselves down.
They're calm before the storm. A lot of these guys have been here. Rafer Austin's been in the playoffs. Juwan Howard. These guys, they're seasoned veterans. They know what to do. Just do what you've done in the regular season, but do it a little bit better.
Right.
There's a foul on Derek Fisher for reaching in on Yao Ming. The incredible thing to me in Game 4 was that Jaron Collins had as many free throws as Yao Ming did. I don't understand that. But that's been the difference. Yao had the majority of his free throws here at home in the first two games. Got hardly any calls on the road.
What Yao has to do is when he posts up, get that ball over his head. He's coming from his waist again. That's why they can continue to knock it out of his hand, pick it up over his head, and make a positive move toward the basket. And when he does that, he is unstoppable.
Rockets still with the edge. Yao now is number 10 in the playoffs this year in free throw shooting, over 90%, almost 91% as he makes both there.
So number 10, there's 9 guys better than 91%.
Yep. They don't have as many attempts as he does. Darren Williams is fouled by Rafer Alston. Heinrich 7 of 7. Nash 9 for 9. J.R. Smith 6 for 6. So Darren Williams will be at the line. I'm so impressed with the job that Baron Davis has been doing, but look at what Darren Williams did in Game 4, fellas, and those are almost Baron Davis numbers.
I tell you what, those are big-time numbers. If you can put up those type of numbers in a serious game, a playoff game, you have arrived. I think Darren Williams is an all-star point, and the Utah Jazz are a better team because of it.
Look, let me add Jason Kidd to the point guard.
Yeah.
He's averaging 11 rebounds and 14 assists. And how about Steve Nash? Pretty good point guards in the playoffs this year.
Yes, indeed.
T.J. Ford.
Brady back to Shane. He misses on the 3, and this is the same blueprint that we've seen in Salt Lake City. Rockets settling for the outside shot. They're 0 for 3 now from the three-point line, and the Jazz getting some easy looks.
This is a game where the Rockets have to impose their will and do more in the paint.
Fisher takes it inside. There was contact with Yao, but no whistle. Rockets have struggled in this series offensively. McGrady sets up Alston. Three-pointer for Rafer Alston.
Skip to Manu. We need to see more of that. Just more consistent shooting from the outside, because they are not guarding Skip, and he needs to make them pay.
That's his 9th three-pointer now in 4 games, plus a quarter. Boozer inside over to Kirilenko. Fisher from the outside hits a 3. Derek Fisher, who is on a lot of the playoff records for seniority and made threes in the NBA playoffs. He won 3 rings with the Los Angeles Lakers. Brady, extra pass to Battier.
Yes.
Battier answers with a 3. Right back to Fisher again. He runs right over Battier, charging.
How about knocking down the 3 on one end and taking the charge on the other?
Not bad. That's
Great hustle, just to get back down the court and get in front of Fisher, who was flying down the court.
Timeout charge to the Rockets. Jazz leading at 13-10. Matt?
Well, here's a pick and roll with Yao and T-Mac. Here's T-Mac. Yao's going to be coming into the picture to set the pick, and T-Mac's going to come across. Let it come around. Okay, now stop it here. Let's take a look. Here's our shooter in the corner. T-Mac is coming off of this pick and take the basket. Here's the defender I want you to watch. Let it roll. Darren Williams steps in to stop T-Mac's drive. Wide open 3 for Rafer. He's trying to shoot it or to drive it. He chooses to shoot it. Let him knock it down. Great offense. That's how you create shots for your teammates.
And that's why if those guys don't make those shots, you can't really fault T-Mac and Yao, because they're drawing the double team. And if they force it, they're going to see the bad percentage. And if they're unselfish and make the pass, they got to rely on their teammates to help them out.
Well, Game 5 is about stepping it up. I remember in '95, and Game 4, look at that. Clyde Drexler with 41, Akeem Olajuwon with 40 as the Rockets beat the Utah Jazz to go on to their 2nd championship.
You out-rebounded Akeem.
Oh, that was a lucky game, believe me. Could never do that again. But we needed that when we were down 2-1.
Yeah.
So when your back is to the basket, you just come out firing.
So do you think that Yao and T-Mac both need 40 tonight for us to win?
I think their back is to the wall. This is Game 5 as well. Your back is to the wall. You got to come out and do everything that you do. Stick to your strengths. Stay away from your weaknesses.
But fellas, the Rockets shooting only 33%, but yet everybody has scored but Chuck Hayes. So that's good that everybody already has been able to get a basket on the scoreboard. All right, Yao Ming again working on the Meadow Okur. Okur's done a good job of forcing him out a little bit. Kirilenko comes over and knocks it out of bounds. You know, Yao might ought to look and pass it out of that deep hole.
Well, he's trying to make a strong move, and Kirilenko makes an excellent defensive play coming over on that double team.
I think it's taking him too long, though, to put that ball on the floor. They've got plenty of time to get to him.
He's determined to get it off, but what Utah is saying is, we're not going to let you get it off.
Yeah,
they've got to make the pass.
They're doubling Yao as soon as he puts it on the floor.
8 seconds on the shot clock. T-Mac, Battier with a little fake, back to Tracy. One extra pass to Rafer. He had to rush one up, and it went in. Boy, when T-Mac passed it to Rafer, I was questioning that judgment for a moment. But Rafer gets back-to-back threes. Rafer would have gotten a steal, I think, but Steve Javy got in the way.
That was pretty athletic by Steve Javy to straddle that ball.
I don't think so. I think he's lost a lot of his lateral movement.
Well, he has been in the league a long time.
Yes, he has.
A lot of miles on those legs.
Game tied at 13 now. Shot clock at 5 seconds. Williams from the top of the key hits. Boy, is he tough.
Wow. Point guard play in this year's playoffs, each and every team, just special to watch.
Well, these guys can make their teammates better by the passes they make, or they can light it up by scoring when they penetrate. Very dangerous.
Yao takes it to the middle, and again, Kirilenko comes over to block it. Yao takes it up, and a foul is called before the shot on Mehmet Okur. That's number 2 on Okur.
Yeah, good call by Jack Neese. I don't know. I wasn't sure he saw that, but Okur just gives Yao a big push in the back. Take a look. There's the block by Kirilenko. He's got him lined up, but there's the push right there. Just enough to knock Yao off his balance. Good call by the officials.
Fellas, I think we got to do something about Kirilenko coming over and helping.
He'll be doing that all game until Yao makes the quick pass and they start hurting him from the outside.
Well, Rafer that time showed determination, taking it to the basket, something we haven't seen. Him continuing his dribble, and the foul on Darren Williams, so Rafer's going to get 2. That's the 4th team foul already on the Jazz, so the Rockets being a lot more aggressive tonight.
Rafer dribbling right, gets the foul, puts it up with the left hand. But when you're aggressive, good things happen.
So Jaron Collins has checked into the game along with Gordon Garicek for the Jazz. And the Rockets with a chance to tie it again here.
Garicek has been playing some great basketball for the Jazz. Not only knocking down shots, but his defense on T-Mac has been incredible, really. I never knew he was that good of a defender. Watch that matchup when T-Mac has the ball.
I don't think he knew he was a good defender.
There's Hayes getting his hand on it and stealing the pass. Rockets started out 0 for 3 on three-pointers, but they've made their last 3 in a row as they look down again to Yao. Let's see now who comes over. Kirilenko's edging in again. He has to go away, and Yao leans in. Collins all over his arm, no whistle. Williams back the other way. Back out to Garicek, who's got all night long.
You see what dribble penetration gives the outside shooters for the Jazz all day to knock down the open jumpers. Spearheaded by Darren Williams.
There's Boozer. Again, the Rockets, and Hayes gets a hand on it. Rafer right back to Tracy. Tracy to Yao. Good play again. Hayes doing a good job of getting his hands on a lot of basketballs here in the first quarter.
That's what good defense will do, is give you some easy shots.
Aaron Williams on the drive. Up and in. What a shot.
Dribble penetration. They got to somehow stop him on the outside and make someone else become the distributor of the ball. We talked about that in the pregame. It's essential that they do it.
Knocked out of bounds by the Jazz. I'll tell you, Rafer and Darren Williams are having quite a battle within the wall. And Kirilenko now will go out. Harpering will come in. Dikembe Mutombo and Luther Head will come in for Houston. So Battier and Yao go out.
One thing that coaches always look for on the defensive end is deflections. We've seen deflections from both teams. That shows that you're active on defense. You're getting your hand on the basketball. Kirilenko has been very good so far in this game.
He's got about 2 or 3 blocks and a bunch of deflections. He can't score, but he's showing his value.
T-Mac to the right, draws the foul.
Well, there's a hard playoff foul. You notice that no Jazz members there is trying to help him up. His teammates are.
Let me tell you, if one of the Jazz tried to help him up, Jerry Sloan would come off that bench in a heartbeat.
Darren Collins is called for the foul. That's basically, and I don't mean this in the wrong way, but that's what he's in there for. He's not in there for a score. He's in there to give up fouls.
Yeah, and that's a hard foul, and that's the way you've got to play in the playoffs. There's nothing flagrant about that, but it was a hard foul. And next time, when you take the ball inside, you're going to be a little bit nervous about taking another hard foul.
It's old school, and that's what Jerry Sloan teaches. He was all defensive performer when he played for the Chicago Bulls in that backcourt with Norm Van Leer. 19 years in Utah for Jerry. There's not a lot of BS with this guy. It's pretty much cut and dried. He's run the same offense and defense for all of those 19 years. It's execution. Jeff Van Gundy, just about the same way.
I agree, Bill. When you play for Jerry Sloan, it's all-out intensity all the time.
2:57 left to play in the first period. We've got a tough and tight one here from Toyota Center. Jazz up by 1.
2019 Jazz over the Rockets. The Rockets are averaging 15 turnovers per game, as you said. And Jeff Van Gundy told us that this was his number one concern coming into this game. He said that Utah is very good at forcing them, and the Rockets are making their mistake when they throw into the paint, and that will be the number one thing he is most looking to improve upon.
Yeah, I think Jeff had his best season ever as a head coach this year, keeping the Rockets afloat, getting them to 52 wins. This is his third year in the playoffs for the Houston Rockets. He has been the head coach 4 years, and he had great success in the playoffs with the New York Knicks. Well, the Rockets started 1 for 7. Now they're 4 for their last 7. And still shooting 36%. So the Rockets really having trouble getting up to over 40% in the playoffs. And a basket counts. And the foul is on Mutombo.
We talked about Jaron Collins. He's in the game to play some tough defense and perhaps give up some hard fouls. That's what Dikembe Mutombo can do for this team.
Well, he's shown when Yao Ming was out with his injury that he can still give you quality minutes when he's in the game. He averages about 11 rebounds a game over a stretch of about 20 games. So here's a guy that can still get it done defensively.
Loser number 15 in the NBA playoffs with those 22 points per game. And he's got 5 here tonight. McGrady gets by Garachek all the way. T-Mac to the rack. So it had their back turned. They didn't see him.
Yeah, no help defense from the Jazz, but that just shows that it can be done.
Harpering with a miss. Good rebound for Chuck Hayes. Rafer over to T-Mac, posting up now on Harpering. T-Mac to the rack. He missed it, and Boozer hikes in for the rebound. Good job of cutting Darren Williams off. Now Harpering going to go right at McGrady. Back out to Garachek. Luther head right up in his face. Garachek on the drive. He rolls it up. It was a wild shot, and Hayes gets it out quickly. Here comes Rafer. Gets it right back from Luther head. They go to McGrady.
It's a great defensive job by Luther head to force Gordon Garachek to do something out of his rhythm.
Rafer misses. So he's now 2 for 4 behind the arc. And he's 24-21 Jazz.
One of the things you need to do as a player is get a feel for how the officials are calling the game. I feel like they're letting a lot of contact go, so you need to realize that. Realize if you take the ball to the basket, you're not going to get a call.
Aaron Williams with a miss. And I think Jeff Van Gundy, wants a 20-second timeout as McGrady is hurt.
He's been holding his right hip the last couple of times down the court. So Keith Jones, best trainer in the NBA, is going to take a look at him and see what they can come up with. Looks like he fell on that hip on that last time he took the ball to the basket. Didn't get a call, and he's been struggling with that the last 2 times up and down the court.
Well, it's different. They put Fisher on him, then they put tonight they put Harpering on him, which he is a much more physical player. And it looks like McGrady's going to the locker room, and that's not good news for the Rockets.
No, they desperately need him on the floor to create for the other players and also to score himself. When you lose one of your major aircraft carriers, that's a tremendous blow for the Rockets, especially in Game 5, being behind by 2 points.
And now Battier and Yao have to go out back into the game to try to establish some offense.
Yeah, so what are you going to do now? You're going to hang your head and feel sorry for yourself, or are you going to come out and pick it up?
Pick it up. I think it has a double effect. You can hang your head, or you can pick up what you're doing collectively. We'll see which one happens.
Right.
Luther threw it to the wrong side on the post-up. You got to throw it to the guy. When you got him sealed off, you got to throw it to that side.
It's a bad angle, too.
Yeah. Harpering, stolen by Hayes. It's a 3-on-2 fast break. Rafer to the basket. And he missed the layup. Paul Millsap in the game now also for the Jazz.
You got to convert on those transition baskets.
With a wild shot, and Battier with the rebound. So the Rockets now can get a 2 for a tie or a 3 to take the lead.
Give it to him. Give it to Yao on the post. Give it to him.
What is he doing?
I don't know.
You got to throw the ball inside to the big man.
Yeah, but he hasn't had the ability to get it to him. I think he's afraid of that pass. He's had it. He's turned it over several times in this.
It is so unlike Luther Head, who had a great regular season, I believe, and ended the season on such a wonderful note, shooting 60% from three-point range. We'd like to see more of that.
In the corner, Harpering missed a 3, so it could have been worse. The Rockets escaped there. Well, it's just like all the other games. The Rockets have never had the lead, and now they trail at the end of the first quarter, 23-21, with McGrady in the dressing room. Patty, I was watching Tracy McGrady walk right behind you as you were reading that, and I felt a whole lot better. And he's walking apparently without any pain.
Bill, he apparently has a hip pointer on his right side.
I've had one for about 20 years.
That's Clyde, though.
It's the playoffs. You know, half the players out there are playing injured. And certainly Tracy McGrady is back, which means he's got the heart of a lion. Oh, the great one.
Oh, talk about the heart of a lion. There he is.
Moses Malone, 3-time MVP of the league.
Two with the Rockets, back to
See
back.
that? Averaged 15.5 rebounds in the playoffs per game. That's incredible.
He could go in there tonight.
Oh, no doubt.
And get 10 rebounds.
And we can use it.
All right, so Tracy back in the game now along with Yao. Giricek trying to get it down to Harpering. McGrady on Harpering. And he steals it, but a foul is called on T-Mac.
Now, the way you can tell if this is a foul or not is when the guy goes up with the ball. If the ball continues up, it's a foul because you got arm. If the ball goes down, you got the ball.
Good observation. But your hand is supposed to be a part of the ball.
It is, sometimes. Not all the time. It was for me, but not for you.
That's right. Matt Harpering having one whale of a series in Game 4. That's what he did, 17 points. His daddy, Jack, played for Bo Schembechler at Michigan, so he has that football mentality. In fact, his uncles and his grandfather, they all were football players in college.
Very physical.
He could have been one too, they said, but he excelled on the basketball court.
He made a good decision. Longevity.
And a whistle and a foul on Paul Millsap. Now, Millsap got stuck on Yao Ming and then got an elbow.
I like it. I'm not saying go out there and be flagrant, but hey, if someone's giving you the business, let them know you don't like it.
The old rule is if they start pushing you around, you got to command your space. And how do you do that? You get them off of you.
That's right.
Brady, good catch. Down to Yao again. Yao working inside on Collins. Extra pass to Rafer. Rafer back outside to Luther Head. Luther gets a little spot. In and out won't go. Yao's got it, and he put it up. You know, he brought that down to his waist, fellas, and that's when the Jazz were able to knock it away.
Yeah, he's got to keep that high.
Keep it up and go right back with it. But he doesn't have that quick leaping ability. He's got to gather himself, and that's when they're able to get their hands on it. Nice pass to Harpering. He's always cutting to the basket.
Constantly moving without the ball. That's the key. And he will pin you by the basket, and the Jazz are always looking for him. That's the reason he's so successful.
5-point lead for the Jazz. Again, the Rockets are really struggling to get good looks. Luther head. Backs it back out again to McGrady. McGrady for a three. That's going to be short. And a good contest by Juwan, but Giricek gets the ball. And Juwan is still on the floor at the other end with Jaron Collins, and Fisher will back it out.
What would you call that? Wrestling with the stars?
Yep. Millsap. And a timeout taken by Jeff Van Gundy. So the Rockets again shooting only 28% from the field. If there is a formula, the Jazz seem to have it right now. Jazz with a 7-point lead. That's the biggest lead of the game for Utah. 10 minutes left in the second quarter. And the Rockets shooting 28% so far in this game. And look at all of the numbers for the Rockets playoffs versus season shooting percentage. And that's the reason why the Rockets are in trouble right now.
Great point, Bill. I believe the percentages should go down. They should not disappear.
Yeah, good point.
Well, here's the wrestling with the stars on the other end. See, Giricek throws Juwan down, and now stay with him here. Watch, Juwan's trying to get up. Now Collins has got Juwan's leg. And Juwan said, hey, get off my leg there, man. And finally, after about 5 seconds of that, they finally get up and join the play. But this is playoff basketball, Clyde.
Playoff intensity. Take nothing for granted. Let it all go.
All right, so now the Rockets will go with Juwan, Rafer Alston, Mutombo comes back into the game, McGrady and Luther Head. Fisher is back in the game along with Harpering, Millsap, Giricek, and Okura. Brady comes outside, and the shooter over Giricek, missed it, and the rebound to Fisher. 2 for 7 for T-Mac. Jordan Giricek hits a three. That's pretty easy.
The Rockets have got to be careful right here. A 10-point lead in this game against these two teams is large. It's like a 20-point normally in any other game.
Every Rocket shot, fellas, is contested. Now, those early threes were not. But since then, the Jazz have gone to their bench and they've gotten better.
Those early threes were...
There's Luther throwing it away again, but Juwan saves him and puts it up and in. Now, there's somebody who is capable of scoring 12, 14, 16 points tonight, and I think the Rockets are going to need every one of them.
Desperately need Juwan Howard to get hot.
For that matter, Juwan and Luther off the bench have been the biggest contributors all season long.
Clear with a miss. Rebound to Rafer Alston. Rafer all the way to the basket. Rafer Alston.
Clyde, I think you were right. I think the Rockets realized a 10-point lead was way too much, and they picked up their intensity on the offensive end.
Harpering taking it inside. Millsap goes to the basket, and they were able to find him. That Harpering is there anything he can't do?
He's a great passer. Now they're starting to double him on that post-up, and he saw Millsap, and they made a great little play for a layup.
Juwan with a great pass from Rafer Alston. Already Juwan Howard with 4 points. It almost equals his high for a game so far. His high is 5 points. That came in the first game. Giricek. Millsap's open. Millsap misses. Mutombo to Rafer Alston. Quickly to Luther Head. Luther will stop and shoot the jumper and miss it. And McGrady tips it outside into the backcourt. And the Rockets get a fresh 24. 7:45 left to play in the second quarter. McGrady working on Millsap. Leans inside. Misses. So T-Mac now 2 for 8.
I'm telling you, the officials are not calling this one tight. They're letting players play. You got to realize that and go after it.
Steal by Rafer Alston. 2-on-2. The trailer is Luther Head. There he is. But he didn't go to the basket. Juwan back to Luther. Missed, and the rebound to Juwan Howard. Luther gets another try, and he misses again. And a loose ball foul on Dikembe Mutombo.
That's all right, though, guys. I like to see Luther take those shots with confidence. You don't want him to get gun-shy and not shoot the ball. If he's not making shots, then Coach Van Gundy can take him out.
Exactly.
He's out there to shoot the ball.
Don't come out and not shoot the ball. Go down shooting. That's what he does best. If he gets in a rhythm, he'll make 4 or 5 in a row.
33-27, Jazz with the lead. Darren Williams back into the game. So is Kirilenko. Fisher flashes inside and is blocked from behind by Battier.
Here's another good substitution by Jeff Van Gundy, bringing in Kirk Snyder. Kirk Snyder is a guy that can penetrate the defense. He's tough, hasn't gotten a lot of time, but will give T-Mac some needed rest.
Well, McGrady set down gingerly. Looks like he's in a lot of pain. I don't know what else that face would be for.
It's playoff basketball. There's aches and pains everywhere.
Well, they missed an easy inbounds play, and they're going to get the ball back. Paul Millsap, folks. Hey, best looking rookie I've seen.
Very solid.
Kirilenko taking it inside. Snyder wouldn't let him post. Williams, nice crossover. And a foul is called on Rafer Alston. The second foul on Rafer.
Well, Rafer's got to be careful. We'll see if we see. Steve Javie said he nicked him on the elbow. I didn't see it. But he's got to be careful because the Rockets' offense does not run very well unless he's on the court. So Rafer's got to stay out of foul trouble.
Definitely, because they really don't have another point guard that can run the show other than Tracy McGrady.
Boy, you call that, and then let these guys get away with murder? I just don't understand what the deal is.
Good point, Bill. Where's the consistency?
Yeah, I just don't. When do you decide to call that? So it's 34-27. He gets 1 out of 2. 5 of 7 for the Jazz. Rockets 6 of 6 from the free-throw line. Down to Yao Ming again. He's not going quick enough. Kirilenko's in the back pocket. Turnaround, baseline, another little fadeaway. I tell you, Mehmet Okur's got the answer for Yao right now, I think. He's not letting him get anywhere close to the basket. Everything Yao shoots is a follow-up. Kirilenko takes it through the lane. That's disaster.
I don't know where he thought he was going.
He's so desperate to do something offensively, and he should just not even try.
Boozer knocks it away from Yao Ming.
He's injured. Don't even try to do anything offensively other than go to the board.
Yeah.
Trying to make a play off the dribble is a disaster.
Yeah. When you're playing in a playoff game, you got to realize what your core strengths are and just go to that. Don't try to do something that you can't do.
6 minutes left to play in the second quarter. Down to Yao. There you go. But Okur contested it. It wasn't that easy a shot. Every Rocket has a hand in his face. They're not getting any easy looks.
Yeah, give the Jazz defense a lot of credit. Jerry Sloan has taught basic man-to-man defense to these guys, and they're playing it very well.
And Okur steals a rebound. So another opportunity for the Jazz. Jazz shooting 48%, the Rockets 30%. Fisher, 3. And it's back to a 10-point lead. Biggest of the game now for the Utah Jazz. Rafer. Through a layup. Yao's got it. And it's slapped away. And the ball belongs to the Jazz. Well, everything going Utah's way. Just a step quicker than the Houston Rockets. 5:13 left in the second quarter. The Rockets with only 27 points. So back inside Toyota Center, 37-27 Jazz. It's 14-6 in this quarter. The Rockets have managed only 6 points in about 7 minutes. There's the field goal shooting, and it continues. And the shooting woes continue for the Rockets.
You got 5 minutes left in the first half to get back into this game. Take that timeout, collect yourself, and come at him strong.
Boozer taking it inside. Good pickup by McGrady on defense. Nothing wrong with the Rockets' defense. He's not getting any looks offensively.
This game mirrors the first 2 games here at home for the Rockets.
Yow's got it inside. Now there is where he wants it. Good pass from McGrady.
That's really where the Rockets have been getting their best looks in this game, is through Yow. Keep going to him in the post.
Good point. Keep it going to him. That time he had good, deep, low post position.
Fisher gets wide open. He misses the shot. McGrady with a rebound. T-Mac has 5 assists, but only 6 points.
He's got him.
There it is. He's got him pinned. Back-to-back baskets by Yow. What's he doing different?
Well, he pinned him deep underneath the basket. Okura had not allowed him to do that previously, but that time, the Great Wall imposed his will.
And he's not dribbling the ball outside, so they can't get to him with a double team, can they? There's Williams. Uh-oh, Fisher's open. Corner. And the best all time now. It keeps going up the list. 39-31.
He's got it going. He's not even touching the rim the last 3 shots.
If it wasn't the net, knock somebody out underneath there.
12 seconds on the shot clock. It looks like the play busted down, so Juwan makes up one of his own. And Juwan Howard now with a new playoff high of 6 points.
Well, fellas, that's 7 assists for T-Mac right there. The Rockets were 31-6 when he had 7 or more assists this season.
As Coach Van Gundy said before the game, when he gets 7 assists, it's a good sign because that means his teammates are making shots.
Somebody didn't tell Boozer. He came back with the basket.
He didn't read the numbers, huh?
Nope. Karolinko almost gets the steal. Still plenty of time. 10 seconds on the shot clock. McGrady down to Yow again. Puts the ball on the floor and got it. Good touch. Yow now with back-to-back-to-back baskets. And it's 41-35. The Jazz lead. Boozer. And Williams is open. In and out. Boy, that ball went down and took a peek. On the drive, Rayford. One extra pass. McGrady to Juwan. Yes. And Juwan Howard has come alive. He's 4 for 4 from the field. Look at that look of determination. Rockets now down by only 4. 2:10 left to play.
Do I hear the crowd? Yeah, the crowd is in the game. You gotta love this.
Got something to cheer about. Well, Okura likes it as he hits the 3. 5 of 9 behind the arc for the Jazz, who came into this game the third worst three-point shooting team in the playoffs. But shooting 56% behind the arc tonight. Brady turns. Battier. Yow. Fisher's all over him. That leaves McGrady open. T-Mac! T for a 3! Back to a 4-point game.
Rockets trying their best to get some momentum here at the end of the first half.
Need a couple of stops. 1:15 left. Williams blocked by Yow into the third row. The Great Wall standing tall. And a timeout by the Jazz. 1:06 left to play in the second quarter. And T-Mac leading a Houston comeback. The Rockets have hit 6 shots in a row to get within 4, Matt.
Let's take a look at some Rockets offense. It's high pick and rolls with Juwan Howard and T-Mac coming off. Watch Yow inside as T-Mac comes off. Yow's going to step in front of Okura and seal right there. Now he's got position. He's about 10 feet from the basket. Nice little hook shot. Good touch. It goes in. Okay. So now this sets up Juwan Howard. Again, here comes Juwan for pick and roll. Now stop it. Here's Yao again. So the defense is looking at Yao, and Juwan Howard finds some open space right there. Juwan slips the pick. There's the space. Knocks it down. The Rockets finally are solving the Utah Jazz defense.
Good ball movement, good creativity on offense, and they're making shots.
Yeah, Juwan averaging just under 4 points a game already with 8. And like I said a moment ago, if he can give the Rockets 15, 16 points tonight, I think the rest of them can pick it up.
Why stop there? Let's go for 20.
All right, I'm for it. Howard with a steal, but he stepped out of bounds.
New 24, they're going to reset it. They only had 5 seconds on the inbound. With the turnover, now they have a new 24-second shot clock.
Well, that was unfortunate, wasn't it? By Boozer. And boy,
wow, what a battle.
Harpering just overpowering Shane Battier. I mean, that was a scrum. Look at this.
Yeah, take a look at this. Battier is just trying to hold his position. Here they are down here, and Harpering is trying to. That's a battle there, guys. That's 2 men going at it.
Well, it's just Harpering putting his shoulder into Battier, which typically is an offensive foul.
Rockets now with 4 team fouls. They have only one. Kirilenko with a high arching shot, and Yao with a rebound. Gets it quickly away for Rockets, trying to move in now. They've hit 6 of their last 6 shots. Can they keep it going? T-Mac turns the corner. Tracy outside. Shane. Oh, a three-pointer for Shane Battier. And the Rockets trail by 1. Just a few minutes ago, they were down by 10. Difference of about 9 seconds. Shot clock, game clock. Crowd wants defense. Williams with a miss, tipped outside to Rafer. Now the Rockets can go for the final shot. Wouldn't this be something? They've made 7 shots in a row. If the Rockets could lead at halftime. McGrady goes to the basket. T-Mac to Yao, and Yao could not get the shot off in time. But the Rockets were down by 10 points a couple of minutes ago, but they made a 16-7 run down the stretch. And at halftime, it's 44-43 Jazz. Stay with us. Tonight's Toyota halftime report comes your way after the break.
It's been an uphill climb for the Houston Rockets in the first half, trailing by as many as 10 a couple of times. They closed with a nice run, and right now at halftime for the 5th straight game, the Rockets are trailing 44-43, the halftime score. Now, you've heard a lot about Dikembe Mutombo. He's literally raised millions of dollars for a hospital in his native land. And, well, he's getting a lot of help from a lot of different sources, mostly his teammates.
We trying to raise close to $700,000 to $800,000 before the hospital open in July, and we're trying to see who can come out to give us more support.
He's helping people from his native country that has so much need. A city of 10 million people. This is the first modern hospital complex there. A lot of lives will be touched.
When he told me about his efforts, I immediately went to our managing partner and told him that we absolutely have to be a part of this. You know, it's just been a great partnership, and we love doing it, and we're going to continue to do it.
He's a remarkable, guy, and I think what's more remarkable is that, on a day that we flew, all day, that so many of his teammates are going to come out. Where for most people, they would, I'll try to make it there and then go home and rest. But for Dikembe, they'll come out in force.
I'm very excited about being here in support of Dikembe with all the great things he's been doing for his hospital. And just to be a teammate of Dikembe is truly an honor for me personally and for my family, because he's not only a great teammate on the court, but he's a great person off the court with a big, huge heart. And I think tonight shows that, and that's why you see there's a lot of people here tonight to support his cause.
He put so many work into there for his hospital in the Congo, and just like he popped me up in the season, I have to come here pop him up for his hospital, It's good to see the journey and the dream
come to the reality. This is a great vision I have in my mind for so long. And I'm glad that it's happening. To see just people continue to supporting me every year, that means a lot. I'm not doing this thing by myself. There's a lot of people behind this project. And even though I use my face in the front, but there's a lot of people behind the project.
Most people are selfless to a certain degree, and this goes above and beyond. This isn't a 1 day, 1 year. This is most of his adult life has been pointing to this project, and to carry through it, even through the difficult times, I think speaks volumes about who he is and what he stands for, and why. You know, there's so many good stories in professional sports, but this one to me is remarkable.
I think it's very rare in life that you get an opportunity to do something that simply because of your efforts can make life just 360 degrees better for someone else. And that's the way I look at this, and that's the way Thompson and Knight looks at this, is that this is a great opportunity for us to do the right thing for the right reason. And so we're just thrilled to death to be a part of it, and I'm just so excited for the Dikembe and for the Congolese people.
Well, the Jazz had a 10-point lead with a little over 2 minutes left to play in the second quarter, and the Rockets got a little worried, Clyde, and came back and hit 6 shots in a row, and Yao Ming all of a sudden was able to get open inside.
Well, what they did was they executed the way they had been doing all season long. And when they get those pop-length looks, Yao Ming is going to make those jump hooks and turnaround jumpers because he's so deep in the paint.
Well, if we take a look at the highlights here are some highlights of that run, and I like the way T-Mac was handling the basketball, finding Yao in deep. That was about a 5-foot hook shot. If you like that one, try it a little deeper. Right up there by the basket. And then T-Mac taking it here, giving it to Juwan.
Juwan with a nice jump hook off of the slip. So they're getting some variety in their offensive development. And here T-Mac taking it to the right, giving it to Shane Battier, who knocks down the open three. Slightly contested, but he was wide open, and that's the reason they're back into this game.
Now, Tracy hit a big three, but I think it's important that Battier hit a couple of big threes tonight. And Juwan Howard has come off the bench to hit all 4 of his shots. The Rockets are going to need that now to spread the Jazz out a little bit.
And one other thing, the Rockets had 7 turnovers in the first half, only 1 in the second quarter, so they handled the ball much better in the second quarter.
Now, is it my imagination, or have they done a little better job on Darren Williams?
Oh, done a lot better job. He's 2 of 8, only had 6 points tonight, but they've done a job because he hadn't been able to make shots. Now, what has happened, guys, is the bench is 4 for 7 for 8 points, and that's mostly Juwan Howard. And the Utah bench is 5 for 9 for only 13 points.
And Rafer is going to the basket now, which is making Williams have to guard him.
Yeah, you got to make him play both ends of the court, and Rafer's done a nice job of really attacking the defense.
All right, give me a second half. What's going to happen?
Third quarter is the key. It's been the key the entire series. If the Rockets come out and punch the Jazz in the nose, it'll be the Rockets' game.
What about your crystal ball?
I like it. The Rockets have never led at the half in games 1 or 2, but yet they've gone on to win. Same game, same formula. The third period, like Matt said, is going to be the key.
Let's see if the Rockets can own the third. We'll be back with the second half for you in just a moment on FSN Houston. Well, believe it or not, the shooting is much better here tonight. Rockets up to 41%. They hit 6 of their final 7 attempts in the second quarter. And the free throws, just not a lot of them here tonight. And the bench, by way of Juwan Howard, has stayed with the bench scoring of Utah. Let's go to Patty Smith.
All right, thank you, Bill. I had a chance to speak with assistant coach Tom Thibodeau, and here's his assessments and his keys to the second quarter. He said they want to do a better job of containing Williams on the penetration, specifically in the pick and roll. He also said they want to close harder on Fisher and Garachek. Offensively, he wants to get up the floor quicker. He thought they did a better job in the second quarter, but finally he said they want to make sure they take care of the ball, and they want to do that with a lot of high energy. Bill?
Okay, Patty, and of course, I thought that was interesting. Reverend King was over there talking and shaking hands with Tracy McGrady. He shook Yao Ming's hand. Yao didn't know who he was. Well, games 1 and 2, Rockets outscore the Jazz 54-32. Games 3 and 4, Jazz outscore the Rockets.
And that makes this quarter very, very critical. I'm sure the Rockets know this. I'm sure that they know the numbers, but you got to come out strong here to start the third quarter.
Let me ask you
come out strong. Oh, go ahead, Bill.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, Jesse Jackson's in the building. Of course, he's over there shaking the Rockets' hand. As you said, Yao didn't know who he was. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Yao said, who is this fellow? And, of course, Yao was able to get inside and make back-to-back-to-back baskets to end the quarter. The Rockets, I think it's interesting, in the first quarter went 1 for 7. And at the end of the first, end of the second, went 0 for 7. Then in the second quarter went 0 for 7. And finally went 6 for 6 at the end of the second quarter. Now, if they can string some together like that, I think they're going to be okay.
I think that's the key, Bill. But what they did was they executed to perfection. Yao Ming, with the deep post-up position, got it all started. They made some shots. Juwan Howard was a shot in the arm. You look at the leading scorers there. Rayford Austin's off to a great first start. Great first half. He's got to continue to be aggressive. And, of course, Derek Fisher had a wonderful first half as well.
He playing the good defense, too. They've held Darren Williams to only 2 for 8 from the field. There's Okur going backdoor. They call that play coming out. They work to perfection. Almost the same play they ran to start the game.
They run that play because the Rockets defenders jump out to try to stop Williams, so the picker just slips to the basket for an easy layup.
Those are called adjustments.
Brady sets up Shane Battier, and he hits his third three of the game. He's wide open. And the game is tied at 46. The Rockets have never had the lead in this game.
Tracy McGrady now has 11 assists in this game.
Unbelievable. Okur picked up on the outside. Down inside to Boozer. Boozer will shoot it over Yao. Got to get your hand up a little quicker. And Boozer with 9.
You don't want him to get started. We saw what he did here in game 2. He had 41 points.
T-Mac posting up Fisher. Turns. Missed it. And the rebound to Okur gives it up to Darren Williams in a hurry. Boozer. Oh, good contesting by Shane Battier. Got right in Boozer's face. 2-point lead by the Jazz. McGrady looking down to Yao Ming. Yao's got it on Okur. Yao fakes the shot, takes it to the middle, and a foul on Okur. That's his third foul of the game. When you don't lean back and you shoot right over him, you're going to draw that foul, aren't you?
Absolutely. Yao with a good move on the post here. He didn't lean back. He leaned a little bit forward and out, which usually he's a very good shooter and will make that. Okur picked up on it and had to foul him. That's 3 on Okur, and that could be big if they continue to milk that.
These are free throws number 3 and 4 for Yao Ming. The Rockets are 7 of 7 from the line. The Jazz 5 of 7. So Yao with 12 points, and the Rockets have tied it again at 48. Boozer to Kirilenko. Kirilenko wants to work on Battier. Takes it to the middle with a tough shot, and it goes. One of the few plays they've run for Andre Kirilenko in this series, and that's his first basket of the game. Down to Yao again, has the ball taken away. Williams in the open court.
Good thing he didn't try to shoot that.
Boozer put it up with the left hand and missed it. 2-point lead by the Utah Jazz. T-Mac and an offensive foul on Yao Ming. Second foul of the game on Yao.
Fisher knows how to run into the picker and fall to draw that foul. Just a good heads-up veteran move by Derek Fisher on the pick and roll.
Did you ever do that, Clyde?
A couple of times a game.
Very honest appraisal. Here's Kirilenko coming off a pick with a shot.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, this is the first time in the series he's made back-to-back baskets.
It's an offensive explosion for him.
First jump shot I've seen him made all series.
Brady back out to Rayford, who's open. Yes, Rayford Austin. And the Rockets hit their 7th three of the game. 7 of 14 behind the arc for the Rockets, and their long-range shooting has come alive tonight. 1-point lead by the Jazz. Boozer missed the shot. Grady back outside. Kirilenko picks him up. Alming and Okur again. McGrady takes it inside. T-Mac back out. Battier got it. That's 4 threes for Shane Battier tonight. His high was 7 threes in New Jersey in the regular season. Can he get that tonight? The Rockets with their first lead of the game. And Williams misses. Here comes T-Mac. Offensive foul on Chuck Hayes. You've got to stand your ground. You can't move.
Yeah, as a picker, you have to let the guy coming off use you. You cannot be the guy moving, because if you do, they will get you. That's 2 fouls, offensive fouls in a row on the pick and rolls by the Rockets. Those are turnovers.
Yes, indeed.
Especially at center court where the officials can see it. Maybe get away from it underneath the basket.
Good point. You got to hide it.
Okur now isolated on Hayes. Shoots the ball away. Missed it badly. And Rafer lost the ball out of bounds. Another 24 seconds for the Jazz.
Tell you what, so far this game is mirroring the first 2 games. The Jazz led at the half. The Rockets come out in the third period with a little bit more energy, a little bit more intensity, and take command of the game.
7:55 left to play. Kirilenko taking more of the offensive load here in game 5. Williams deflected out of bounds, and the Jazz get it back.
Loose balls in the last 2 games for the Rockets have been a problem. They haven't been able to track them down. Now this is 2 possessions in a row where the Rockets haven't been able to track down a rebound or a loose ball.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Boozer goes to work. And Rafer.
Oh, come on now.
Oh, foul is called on Rafer Alston. That ball was knocked out of bounds. A late whistle by Courtney Kirkland.
Wow. Take a look at Rafer coming in from behind. He's going to reach in.
Right on the elbow. It was a good call. Good call, but at first they thought it was out of bounds off of Boozer, which is why the crowd is booing.
Ball deflected. Now to tip it. T-Mac's got it. Rockets trying to build on a 2-point lead. T-Mac back outside to Rafer Alston. Too hard. Rockets need better looks, fellas.
A little bit of a quick shot there. You want to shoot it in rhythm, but perhaps you can get a better shot than that.
Kirilenko hits from the outside again, and for Kirilenko, 6 points. That's going to be his season a series high.
Well, I'll tell you what, coming into this game, he's only averaging like 1 point per game.
Now down the baseline. Runs into a double team. Rattles and won't go. Tough luck. Now the Rockets have gone in that cold spell again. They had hit 10 of 11. Now they've missed their last 3. Battier knocks it away. Hayes has got it. Good defense by Shane Battier. Game tied at 54. T-Mac to the rack.
That's what I'd like to see. More of that.
Did he just put Kirilenko in the basket with that ball?
And Williams right back, gets away from Alston. And it's tied again at 56. 6:06 left to play in the third quarter.
With that dunk, T-Mac now has a double-double. 11 points, 13 assists.
Tracy again. Tracy gets inside the paint. And McGrady with 13 points. Alston with 13. Yao with 12. And Battier with 12. So 4 players scoring, but they're in double figures. Boozer Over Yao for 2 more. Well, what a war this is settling into. 58-58.
Think about it, Bill. Only 5 players have scored for the Rockets, and all but Juwan Howard are in double figures. And Juwan has 8 himself.
Yep. And a foul on Fisher. 5:22 left to play in the third quarter. We have a timeout on the court. We are tied at 58 in Game 5 as Tracy McGrady trying to get the Rockets a Game 5 victory.
All tied up here at Toyota Center, and Reverend Jesse Jackson is in the house. I know you're a big basketball fan.
And the Rockets are exploding tonight.
Tell us why you're in town.
Really for the Onshore Technologies Conference. I couldn't miss this. I'm a huge basketball fan. I've known McGrady for a long time, and I met Yao several times, and so I'm a Rockets fan tonight. I hope they get some of the Bulls people. The Bulls just blew mine away on the Rockets to get some of that Bulls stuff tonight.
So I'm thinking you might be looking for a Bulls-Rockets matchup somewhere down the line.
It'll be exciting. That's when I have to put on my real hat. But in the meantime, we're having big fun tonight.
Right. Give us an assessment of what you've seen with the Rockets so far.
Right, they're playing with the energy tonight, and they have the hometown push, and so they should win. I'm pulling for them.
All right, would it be inappropriate to get a little prayer from the Reverend on the Rockets' behalf?
They got it. Right. Amen.
Amen, Bill. Let's send it back over to you.
Well, thank you, Patty. The Reverend Martin Luther King was with Jesse Jackson back in those early years, and Jesse, of course, the only guy really to go back who's still with us. So there's a lot of history there, Clyde. I remember when I was a student at the University of Houston, and the Reverend Jesse Jackson came to speak to us, and dynamic speaker.
Awesome speaker, and has been a good advocate for civil rights for many, many years.
Yes, indeed. And a basket by Boozer.
And that's a very uncivil left that Carlos Boozer has.
Yes, indeed.
As opposed to civil rights.
Jesse was also a champion for human rights, which is what he should be known for.
Now to Yao Ming. Yao takes it in. Karolinko comes over to get the block. That time Karolinko came early. That's 3 blocks for Karolinko on Yao Ming in this game. Williams out to Boozer. Little outside his range. He doesn't shoot too many from near the corner. Boozer, what a job of hustling back to knock it away from Yao Ming. Clyde, the Rockets started the game 9 of 32. They're 12 of their last 16.
Which is the reason they're in this game now. If they had continued with the outside shooting, that they're cold. I think they're best when they start to force the tempo and impose their will, meaning get deeper post up, drive the lane, and be totally aggressive. That's when they're at their best.
Rafer throws it away. Boy, that's just an unforced error there, fellas.
At a pivotal time in the game when they were clicking offensively. You can't afford to have turnovers to spoil your run.
Okur out front. Williams, top of the key. Short. Good defense. Rafer came running at him at the last second. 3:47 left in the third. T-Mac again to the rack. Tracy McGrady has come alive in this quarter.
Clyde, do you feel like the momentum is shifting?
I think the momentum is shifting, but the Jazz seem to be unfazed by it.
Yes.
They're continuing to do what they do, as you see Carlos Boozer. Now, that's called taking it to the rack.
That's the uncivil left right there.
Yeah, neither team now is getting the upper hand in the third quarter. Backdoor to McGrady. McGrady saved it. Tried to put it up and lost the ball. Thought he was fouled. Got no whistle.
A lot of contact.
The one thing I'm noticing about the Rockets is their confidence is going up in their shooting, and that's very important. But like you say, Clyde, the Jazz are withstanding this barrage.
They're finding ways to score. When you got that guy, Carlos Boozer, on the floor, just give him the ball and add sweat.
He has come alive now. He's got 17 points. Yao Ming. Back Back on Okur, back to Shane Battier. Battier hits his 5th three-pointer of the game.
And that is just quiet production from Shane Battier in this game so far. He's answered the bell.
Every shot that Battier has made has been a three-pointer. Boozer giving it up to Fisher, going the other side for 2. Rockets are having to make threes to stay with layups. 66-63. McGrady going to his left, rattles and goes. So both teams have really heated up now, haven't they, fellas? We don't see any more of that missing. Both teams are right on target.
I think they're starting to hit their stride offensively. It's because of the continuity. They've made some wrinkles, some different wrinkles in their offensive game.
Okur drew the foul from Hayes.
So, in my opinion, both coaches making great adjustments so far in Game 5.
They have a timeout on the court, 1:54 left to play in the third. Tracy McGrady having an 8-point quarter.
And right there are the hottest dances in the NBA. But what about the hottest tickets? Well, if you still want to access those hottest tickets, you can still guarantee your seats to all the Rockets' remaining home playoff games by putting down a $250 deposit on next year's season tickets today. Just call 713-627-DUNK to place your deposit today. It's playoff time, so get red and get rowdy, Houston, guys.
Well, the Rockets have really caught fire here in the third quarter. They are 8 for 12 in this quarter. That includes 4 for 5 from behind the arc. So their shooting woes have really gone away here. But you see the Jazz are shooting well. They're 11 for 18. So both teams are really withstanding, really coming out of halftime with some great energy.
Well, we talked about the 8-point quarter that Tracy McGrady was having. But Carlos Boozer's having a 10-point quarter. So
this game is pretty even. Both teams scored 22 points up until that free throw, which is a very even third quarter, which we thought would be the pivotal quarter in this game.
Well, it has been a big quarter considering that both teams have heated up finally.
An offensive explosion. 67 still in the third?
Yeah, for this series it is. McGrady will work on Garicek. T-Mac to the rack. And the ball knocked out of bounds by Gordon Garicek. Boy, they were really allowing a lot of contact, and McGrady's going to have to, just be tough as Okur goes out of the game.
The Rockets rowdies are saying, where's the foul?
Yeah.
Good question.
9 seconds on the shot clock. Down to Hayes. He tried to tip it in. He tipped it out.
That's when you should just corral that and go up strong to dunk it. Good tipping it, go up and grab it.
67-65, 135. Now it's how you finish this quarter. The Rockets need to get some stops defensively. Boozer on Hayes. Gets around him. Hayes with a block. But the ball goes back to Fisher. Still plenty of time. 6 seconds. Fisher will fire up a three. And a foul is called on Rafer Alston, and that's huge. Because that's going to be 3 free throws for Derek Fisher on a desperation shot.
Roll it back.
Yeah, Rafer
You'll see there was contact on the shot. They say don't foul the jump shooter. Boozer sets a good pick on it. Rafer recovers late. Didn't touch it. Wow. Good flopping job by Derek Fisher because he fooled us. No wonder Rafer, he was so upset that he threw his gum out of his mouth into the fans.
Yeah, Rafer, you can see he's not happy with that call at all. But Rafer's the type of guy that can take that negativity and turn it into aggressiveness for himself.
Absolutely. And he's absolutely right. He did not touch it.
Well, the referee, of course, had another angle, and to him, it looked like he did touch him. And these are huge free throws now. As we're going down the stretch, he's going to get 3. He's got one more coming. Fisher, in terms of seniority, 3-point shooting makes and attempts, is in the top 7. Of course, the only one ahead of him in 3-pointers is Robert Horry, and he'll be ahead of him forever.
It's amazing that those two were on the same team.
Yeah.
Now you know how they got 3 championships in a row.
That's a good point.
Robert will be playing tonight with the Spurs.
McGrady is fouled. It could be a 4-point play. How about answering that? Rather than shoot 3 free throws, he's going to get 1, but it could be 4.
You got to love that. Collins is late on the recovery. McGrady takes the contact and knocks it down.
It's good for the Goose.
Good for the game.
Guys, this is the first game or first quarter between these two teams that both teams have scored more than 20 points each.
Missed it. 4-point opportunity and leaves the Jazz with a 2-point lead. That's the hardest free throw to make, isn't it, for a 4?
Not really. It's still a free throw.
Yeah, but I don't see
it. You got to knock it down.
I don't see it made very often.
So excited about the opportunity of a 4-point play.
Collins outside to Harpring. Harpring inside to Millsap. Oh, what a shot by Paul Millsap.
Clyde, tell me this. If he's got a shot in there like that, you got to foul him.
You got to knock his arm away. I mean, that was great creativity. He found a way to get it off and actually made the shot.
Snyder from the inside. .72-68 now, the final possession of this quarter. As Fisher will have the basketball. Give him a little ground, Luther. Pass to Harpring. Missed it. And that will do it. Harpring wanted a foul. Of course, he's been overlooked on about 6 of them. Here we go to the final 12 minutes. The Jazz lead at 72-68.
Come on, y'all. We the base now.
We talked about winning the third quarter. The Jazz did that. They won the third quarter 28-25. And here we go to the final period, 72-68 Jazz. The Rockets have hit 7 of their last 9 threes. And in the third quarter, Houston was 9 of 14, but Utah 12 of 21.
And the Jazz shooting 50% for the game. During the regular season, they were a very good shooting team. So the Rockets have got to feel good. They're only down 4.
Well, let's go back to New Jersey. Earlier this season, Shane Battier had a career-high 7 3-pointers in the defeat of the New Jersey Nets. Tonight he has 5. 7 would be just fine, maybe even 8.
And the Rockets are 7-1 in the 8 games that he's had 5 or more threes this season.
All right.
That is clutch because they are going to leave Shane Battier and Rafer Alston to double Yao and Tracy.
Luther Head in the game along with Juwan Howard, T-Mac. Tracy goes to the basket. And it's blocked. Juwan gets it back. Luther Head is open. He misses. And Juwan gets it. He takes it back outside to Luther. Come on, Luther. Yes! 3-pointer Luther Head. It's the fourth quarter. Why not?
It's he's at home.
Yeah,
he's at home.
And that's his first tonight. The Rockets have hit 11 threes. And it's a 1-point Jazz lead. Aaron Williams taking it inside. And a whistle.
Every time the Rockets get a little momentum going, the Jazz do an awesome job of taking the ball to the basket, creating opportunities where they either get fouled or have an easy layup.
Yeah, the Jazz don't look rattled at all, do they?
Not at all. I think in the first 2 games they were, and they showed it. They fell apart in game 1. But in this game, game 5, they seem to have been there before, and they're handling it a lot better.
Especially this young man. He has grown by leaps and bounds. His numbers are not as good tonight. But he still is the guy, as we see a little blood on the jersey and on the nose of Juwan Howard. So Keith Jones and Michelle Leggett, 2 of the best over there, they treat the Rockets. They didn't have as much to do this year.
Yeah, no doubt. You get a 30-second timeout to get the blood stopped. Jeff Van Gundy saying we're supposed to have a 30-second timeout to get the blood stopped, and they shot a free throw during that time.
So Howard gets back out there now, so you will not got to take the point off, don't you?
Well, it's only the first free throw. There's no action until after the second. So theoretically, they didn't miss very much.
It worked out fine.
Well, it's back to a 3-point Jazz lead. Just underway with the fourth quarter. The all-important Game 5. Howard down the middle. Lays it up and in. Another assist for T-Mac. 14 assists for Tracy. And Howard has not missed tonight. He's 5 for 5.
How about those bench points? Rocket bench has come alive.
Here check with a miss. Millsap missed it. Okur's got it, and a foul on Houston. And Millsap turned Shane Battier completely around on the rebound before.
Now Millsap is quite a rookie. You never know how a rookie's going to respond in a playoff type situation with the intensity the way it is, but he's really raised his game another level.
A second round draft choice.
I tell you what, Millsap is as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Oh, come on, you can't steal that.
Of course, every line is just stolen, but he is. For a rookie, he's unfazed. All he does is he's a garbage man. He's cleaned up every board. He's got a lot of offensive boards. He's got 4 so far tonight, and he's got 6 points.
Hayes comes out. Yao Ming comes in.
You guys didn't like my line. Come on.
Give me liberty or give me death. I just made that up. 75-73, Jazz.
Yeah, I know who said that.
Oh, do you? Okay, thank you. T-Mac turns the corner. Tracy taking it inside. Sets up Luther again. Luther head! Gives the Rockets a lead! Cold-blooded. Rockets have only led one other time. That was by 2 points. Now they need some stop. Taking it down to Harpring. Harpring throws it away. Luther head gives it up to T-Mac. He's got that look on his face. Tracy turns that corner again. Garicek picks him up. McGrady missed it on the left side. T-Mac now 8 for 18. Aaron Williams steps back and fires, and he hits.
The Jazz responding once again. And that's what playoff basketball is all about.
Yep.
You're going to get punched in the nose, but how do you respond after you've been punched?
I used to cry a lot. There was an offensive foul called on Tracy McGrady as Garicek got in front of it.
Out of all the players that the Jazz have put on Tracy McGrady, I feel like Garicek has done the best job of defending him. He's just been a pest to Tracy McGrady. Here they are right here. And as he tries to run, Garicek, of course, that's a bit of a flop.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, who's impeding his progress? I thought the offensive player got the call.
McGrady has 20 points and 15 assists. And we just started 9 minutes left in the game.
Oh, boy, Battier saw that coming, and he couldn't quite get his handle on the basketball. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Just over 9.5 minutes left in the game. Jazz up by a point. Millsap playing a lot of minutes down the stretch. Garicek with a jumper. Missed it. Millsap gets another offensive rebound. Aaron Williams on the attack. Rafer picks him up. Williams missed it. Luther head with a rebound. Rafer and Luther. Shane Battier looking down to Yao. Yao's got it. Little bump. Yao baseline. Yao takes it to the basket. Draws the foul. Will shoot 2. Millsap picks it up. Now Millsap is tough, fellas, but he's only 6'8". We have a timeout on the court. When we come back, Yao will try to give the Rockets the lead. Jazz up by a point. 8:58 left to play in this all-important Game 5. It's time to check in on tonight's AIG Big Man Watch. Mehmet Okur has been battling Yao Ming, and it's been pretty close tonight.
Well, you see Yao's only 4 for 14 He's been so effective all season long and shoots a high percentage for the Jazz. Give Mehmet Okur a lot of credit for the defense he's been playing, basically one-on-one against Yao.
Absolutely. I think Mehmet Okur has 3 fouls. If the Rockets had tried to exploit that earlier by going to Yao more, I think this game would have, that post-up would have a little bit more meaning going into the last 9 minutes of this game.
They've done a good job of shutting him off ever since he got those baskets close in. At the end of the first half, they've done a good job of sealing him off and putting him back outside. He's shooting only 44% in this series coming into tonight's game, and he's only 4 for 14, so they've done a good job on him. But here he is at the free throw line where he can make a difference in the fourth quarter.
He's just so confident at that free throw line. You love to see a player who wants to go there and knows he can make them.
Well, I'm not going to say it.
I didn't say it. 77-77. First miss for Yao tonight.
Normally Bill does that, man.
Learned my lesson. Giricek picked up on a double team. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Gordon Giricek to Boozer from the right elbow. Got it. Got to come out. You can't let him have that shot.
How did he get so open? That was a mistake there.
3-point lead by the Jazz. 2 points, 79-77. Yao with a fadeaway. Short. Look at Juwan go steal it. Gives it right back to Luther Head. Juwan Howard playing big tonight. 18 minutes, 10 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists.
Juwan coming up with some big offensive rebounds to give the Rockets second chance opportunities.
And fellas, there's been a Luther Head sighting.
Yes, indeed.
He has 8 points.
Inside, Harpring lost the basketball. Houston's ball. Calling a foul on Matt Harpring. So that's for Harpring, believe it or not, that's only his first foul. Well, first one he was called for.
You don't say.
That's the first team foul on the Jazz. The Rockets have 2. Juwan. He hasn't missed. Juwan Howard, 6 for 6. 12 points. The bench has come alive. The Rockets up by 2. Good pick up by Yao. Boozer. And Yao called for the foul. Boozer will get 2 free throws.
I know that's got to be so frustrating for Yao to get called for this foul. And he's saying, hey, you can call that every time on the other end.
Yeah, on him.
Because he gets hammered on the offensive end, especially on the elbows and on the wrist.
It's the second foul on Yao Ming. The only Rocket you could say is in danger right now is Rafer Alston, who has 4. Boozer in this series only a 65% free throw shooter, and in fact, that's what he was for the season. Now Luther Head will come out and McGrady will come in. Boy, Luther, in his best game of the series, 8 points and a couple of threes. Boozer's due for a miss, Matt.
You know, it's great to see a guy who's so confident at the free throw line like Carlos Boozer, and he really wants to shoot him.
Yep.
And, you know, he never misses. Exactly. And you know he's going to make this one.
There you go, man.
See, I made up for him.
Rafer saves it. Great hustle, Rafer Alston. Mattier gets it up to McGrady. McGrady takes it to the rack. Tracy McGrady! Rockets with their biggest lead of the game. Believe it or not, 3 points.
And the crowd is on their feet. They're loving it.
8 seconds on the shot clock. Aaron Williams gets open for a jumper. Too hard. Okur lost it out of bounds. Look at Juwan Howard. He was all over him. .6:40 left to play. Game 5. Rockets trying to build on a 3-point lead. McGrady and Garachek. Draper missed it. And Cruiser gives it up to Williams. Takes a little tour through the lane. Okur went for the tie and missed. These are points of the game now where you get so few possessions. T-Mac taking it to the rack again. Tipped up by Yao, and Yao is fouled. He'll shoot 2. Double-double for Yao Ming. 13 points, 11 rebounds. Double-double for McGrady. 22 points, 15 assists. Look at this shot, Clyde.
T-Mac just beat 4 defenders on that play. He went around 4 different guys to score that shot.
That looked like number 22.
And that's what I mean by imposing your will. Keeping your dribble alive, beating defenders off the dribble, using his quickness, his athleticism to make the basket.
Now Derek Fisher back in for Gadan Garachek. We're going to go to Fisher, the experienced player, on McGrady now. Sloan keeps changing defenders in hopes that McGrady can't get a feel for him.
Well, he's got fresh legs on him every 2 or 3 minutes. That makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it's a good move by Sloan.
8-1 run by Houston. Loser inside, and Kirilenko is left alone for the slam.
So T-Mac was guarding Kirilenko, and really don't have to pay that much attention to him because he can't shoot. So Kirilenko cut to the basket. That's how he got an easy basket.
He has 8 points tonight. And Okur with a foul. And that's only the 4th team foul on the Jazz. 5:45 left to play in this game. Juwan Howard has saved his best game for Game 5. He has not missed tonight, and the Rockets have needed every one.
The flip and the dunk and the great hair move.
Well, Patty, they secured them tonight. Another sellout, 18,314. This is 6 games in a row now for the Rockets, counting the last 3 regular season games. The Red Rowdies are in rare form here tonight. All right, here we go. The Rockets with the basketball and a 3-point lead. Yao sets a pick for T-Mac. Okur really comes out hard. And Tracy will shoot a 3. They forced Tracy into taking a 3-pointer. That was a great move by Okur.
Good move, but I do believe Okur has 4 fouls. You need to get the ball into the low post of Yao and try to get him out of this game because he's done the best job defensively against Yao Ming.
5.5 minutes left to play. Alley-oop to Boozer.
Well, that came out of that timeout. Both these coaches are great at drawing up plays.
They've gone backdoor on all 3 of their called plays from Sloan. Rockets over guarded. McGrady working on Fisher. Takes it to the middle with a jumper. Got it. Taking advantage of his height. 6'8" McGrady. Fisher listed at 6'2". And it's 87-84 Houston. Boozer again, falling away over Yao. And Yao with a rebound. Draper Alston sets it up, 4.5 minutes left. McGrady flashes in. A little backdoor play, and he's fouled. A little of Utah's own medicine.
And you know that T-Mac likes to go backdoor. Here he is. And as he tries to fake out, he cuts back. And Rafer, what a great pass. Bullet pass right down the bucket. Rafer and T-Mac run that play about once a game.
Oh, Tracy misses another free throw. That's 2 he's missed now, but he's made everything else. 26 points, 15 assists, and it's a 5-point lead. Fisher's open. Long 2. Missed it. Yao with his 13th rebound of the game. Here come the Rockets. 4:14 left to play. McGrady. Now Kirilenko's on him. McGrady steps back. Rafer over to Howard. Howard to Yao's got his man pinned. Yao great pass from Juwan Howard.
And that was great patience on the part of the Houston Rockets to get the ball into Yao. And you see how deep he was? It makes it very easy to score.
Biggest lead of the game for Houston. Inside, Karolinko had it stripped. Draper's got it. Down court is Juwan, and that's a terrible pass. Not at this juncture of the game.
So the clock is on your side. So
I know it.
Run some time.
The Rockets not playing smart.
Look at Raper. He's flabbergasted.
Well, he ought to be. 3:33, although he's had a brilliant game tonight. 91-84, Rockets. Rockets lead at 91-84, 3:33 left to play. Time to look at tonight's Gatorade Endurance player. What a game Juwan Howard has given the Rockets tonight. 22 minutes, 12 points. He has not missed a shot.
Sixes are wild. He's 6 for 6 from the field with 6 rebounds. What a great lift off the bench for the Rockets. He's been able to find the soft spot in the Jazz defense, and his jump shot is back. Great to see him get a little arch on that shot. Looked like his legs have been dead, but tonight he is on fire.
And Matt, Lutherhead with 8 and Howard with 12. They have outscored the Utah bench tonight. That's 20-15. And the Rockets have needed every one of them.
So much for that theory.
Yeah.
I still believe with Yao and Grayson, you don't need the bench to have a great production. But if they do, it's a luxury you can live with.
And now the Rockets have to keep playing that good defense. Get another stop. Cruiser down low. Karolinko back outside to Darren Williams. Cruiser from the top of the key, way off the mark. And the rebound to Yao.
The Rockets playing stifling defense at this part of the game on the Jazz.
14 rebounds by Yao Ming, ties a playoff high. As McGrady goes to work on Karolinko, T-Mac to the rack. He missed it. Karolinko's a little taller. He can affect him a little more than Fisher. Matt Harpering, baseline jumper, got it. Rockets didn't match up quickly on defense. And the Jazz hanging tough, down by 5. 2:40 left to play in the game. Looking down to Yao. Yao turns, fires, misses. All right, remember that game here at the end of the season. The Utah Jazz able to execute down the stretch. The Rockets unable to. Harpering again shoots and hits a long 2.
He's got 7 now. The Rockets have done a good job on him up to this point, but back-to-back hoops by Harpering, that's not a good sign.
91-88. Rockets up by 3. Need a basket desperately. 2 minutes left to play. McGrady is open from the corner. Ooh, an air ball. Wow. Rockets need a stop. Can they get one? And the ball off the foot of Yao Ming.
This is the time of the game when you want to play with calmness. You don't want to get frantic. Just calm yourself down, take care of the basketball, make sure you get a good shot each time down the court.
Good point, Matt. McGrady was wide open in the corner. There's not a defender within 10 feet. He could have taken 2 dribbles and pulled up for a shorter jump shot. Instead, he elected to go for the 3. I think that you just got to be more efficient at this time of the game.
Cruiser taking it in for 2 more. 6 points in a row for the Utah Jazz. And it's a 1-point Houston lead. And the Rockets are really frustrating their head coach and these fans in attendance right now. They had a 7-point lead and the basketball, and the Jazz have scored 6 in a row. Well, just when the Houston Rockets looked like they had a chance to win Game 5, the Jazz have come down and scored on 3 straight possessions. So the Rockets not able to get any stops, not able to get any baskets.
And couldn't get the timeout called correctly either. You need to call the timeout before you inbound the ball, and then you can move it to the front court. Well, they inbounded the ball and then called timeout, so the Rockets have to take it out on the side all the way in the back court.
So are they losing a little poise here down the stretch, Clyde?
I think they lost a little of the momentum they had going for them, but yet still they have a 1-point lead, minute 40 to go, and the ball, so they can still control their own destiny.
All right, where do you go here?
I go down low to Yao because Okur has 4 fouls. His 5th foul would make a huge difference in this game.
I disagree. Yao is 5 for 17 tonight, and T-Mac has been hot. I think you put the ball in T-Mac's hands.
T-Mac is 11 for 25.
I'd give it to Battier. He's made 5 threes. 91-90. Jawan hasn't missed.
Does anyone agree with anyone?
No. I agree that we want the Rockets to win. Down to Yao Ming. Yao works it in on Okur off the glass. All right, Clyde Drexler, you're one up. Rockets up by 3. 1:22 left to play. Rockets need a stop right here. Kirilenko to Bruiser for 2. That was a good soul. He's a big guy.
He went right behind Yao, and Kirilenko led him with a great pass. Great execution, especially at this part of the game.
26 points for Boozer. And again, it's a 1-point Houston lead. Rafer to McGrady. McGrady down to Yao. Yao's a little out of his comfort zone here. Now he gets it in closer. And a charging foul is called on Yao.
See, what's happening is Mehmet Okur is pushing on Yao with all his might. And when Yao pushes back, he drops his shoulder. Let's see if he drops it.
Right there.
And Okur sells it, and the official buys.
All right, now, interesting substitution as Hayes comes in for Yao Ming. So for defensive purposes on Boozer, Hayes will go in the game. 51 seconds left to play. This is a huge possession right here. Rockets nursing a 1-point lead. And a whistle underneath. And a foul is called on Chuck Hayes.
Rockets had a foul to give, so it won't hurt them. But I don't agree with this call.
Both teams are in the penalty.
See Jeff Van Gundy saying, when we get the rebound, call timeout. Take a look here. Chuck Hayes is just trying to get around that pick, and Matt Harpring, he's way stronger than that. He just fell down.
It's a cross screen the Jazz have been running for years and years, and they will flop when they cross screen.
Williams back outside. Okur fires it up. Missed it. Kirilenko gets it back. Huge. Another possession for the Jazz. Double team on Williams. Trying to get it to Harpring. Battier went for the steal. Harpring's open short. And Rafer with the ball. He's fouled. Oh, boy, did Harpring miss a big shot. And now Rafer's got to hit the free throw. Both teams in the penalty. Both teams with timeouts remaining.
Good thing is, if he makes them both, it's still a 1-possession game. So the Rockets will have to defend with 20 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, but you only have to defend a 3, not a 2. Right?
You see Rafer on the rebound. He's trying to get a timeout call, but they fouled him even before he could call the timeout.
Okay, here we go.
Kirilenko over there getting a quick tape job. He hurt his thumb on that play. So that's actually bad for the Rockets because Derek Fisher's a much better shooter.
Yep, that's right. Well, I think they'd have put him in anyway, don't you?
Absolutely.
All right, here's a big one now because it's still a 1-point game. All right, here we go. Jazz can tie it with a 2, win it with a 3. Boozer picked up. Fisher on the drive, and he runs over. Oh, Chuck Hayes with a big call. And Yao Ming will check back into the game. Chuck Hayes, that's what he was sent in there to do.
Play that defense, and Chuck Hayes moves his feet, steps in front of the ball handler. What great help defense. That's what Chuck Hayes can do to help his team win.
Now Yao's back in the game for free throw shooting purposes. You've got to get the ball in. 12 seconds left to play. Utah will have to foul.
Throw it up to Yao.
There it is. Yao's got it. He's fouled. Who better at the line than Yao Ming? And for Mehmet Okur, that's his 6th foul of the game. He is fouled out tonight with 9 points and 9 rebounds. Tonight's Landry signature group, Rockets player of the game, Tracy McGrady, 26 points, 16 assists. That's a career playoff high. We talked about it earlier. Big players have to come up big in big games.
And Tracy McGrady has done exactly that tonight. He's come out, he forced his will on the Jazz, especially in the second half, taking the ball to the basket. I was very impressed with his intensity after the injury, to come back after injury, come back and take control of this game, give him a lot of credit. And of course, Yao Ming has quietly had a great second half as well.
Now Hayes will come in for Juwan Howard. Yao needs to make both.
Yes.
What a nice soft touch. How about Juwan Howard? How about the spirit of that bench? Look at Dikembe Mutombo. Juwan Howard saved his best for tonight. Got them both. And Wesley Alexander, the Rockets owner, he doesn't look it, but I can tell you he's excited. The Rockets have taken a 4-point lead with just over 11 seconds left to play.
I tell you what, you got to give Les Alexander a lot of credit. He gave Carol Dawson and his staff all of the resources to put this team together, and they're doing a fantastic job. Now, most owners wouldn't spend the dollars that Les does on this team. He does a great job of making it happen. He wants to win.
You only say that because he brought you back to Houston for your championship.
He knows how to pick them.
Yeah, that's right. He did a good job on that one. All right, now remember, Thursday in Utah, it'll either be a 6 o'clock start, which will be 7 o'clock here, or 8 o'clock here. We don't know yet because that will be determined on whether Dallas and Golden State have another playoff or not. All right, now
what they can't do is foul the shooter.
That's right.
Whatever happens, do not foul.
Play good defense.
Want to make it difficult to get the shot, but then when they shoot, just get away from them. Don't even give the officials a chance to make that call.
Don't run at them. Don't go by them. Just get away from them.
And then get the rebound.
That's right. So, Yao apparently will stay in the game on this possession. We'll see when they break the huddle. Now, the Jazz will need a quick basket. They'll also have to foul immediately. And you want to have your best free throw shooters in there, and I imagine that's why Yao's staying in.
You got to keep him in the game. He's too valuable, both defensively and for the free throws.
Well, Hayes is going to stay in. Look at that. The first time that the Rockets bench has outscored Utah's bench. And the Rockets are winning by 4. Okay, 11.7. Kirilenko will bring it in. He'll have Williams, Harpring, Boozer, and Millsap. McGrady will give Kirilenko a little room. Williams pops out. It's blocked by Hayes. Williams gets it back, fires up another one, and Yao's got it. That's the game. Yao is fouled with... No, he's not fouled. Game is over. And the Houston Rockets have won Game 5. They never even fouled. What a quarter for the Houston Rockets. They outscored the Jazz 28-20 in the fourth quarter. T-Mac, 26 points and 16 assists. Not only will we have a Game 6, if needed, we'll have a Game 7. Final score, Rockets 96, Jazz 92. Stay right here. Coming up after the break, we'll have complete post-game coverage on Rockets Live.